Alright, now once you have the main body disassembled, at least on the one side, it's always kind of a good idea, in my opinion. I just shove a paper towel down in there just to clean out any, debris that's gotten in there, because chances are it's been a while since you've reassembled and disassembled a gun. So I just, flush it out. It's good to keep it clean, going from the front or from the back. Just kind of put in a twisting motion and slowly feed more in. Then you can generally pull it right out of the front. Now you have a nice clean chamber to work with. Alright, so before we proceed again, you do need to go to your old RAM, and you need to remove the breech knob. In order to do this, you need a very, very tiny Allen wrench. It came off of this guy. It's a 1.5 millimeters the size for the Allen wrench. A little tiny hole right there. It's just kind of on the side. You can't miss it. Stick your Allen wrench in there and just loosen it up to the point where you can, a little bit more, to the point where you can remove that knob, because you will have to transfer it to the Magno kit. Maybe you have to pull it out all the way. Looks like this is a little difficult to get off too. Just take a pair of pliers and push. And there you have it. Alright, you are now officially done with your old RAM assembly. Alright, so before we get into installing the kit itself, let's take a minute to look at some of the major design differences in the two kits. Start off with the RAM. New Magno RAM, same general construction and principle. Aluminum housing, and it's probably a stainless hammer. As you can see from the two assemblies, they're identical in height and material. However, the Magno valve right here has a totally different shaped hammer. It's lighter, and it has been milled down to have overall a general smaller profile, which reduces the marker's reciprocating mass, resulting in less kick. So that's the major difference with the RAM. Now the key to the milling of the RAM, changing the shape, is finding that perfect amount of material to take off where the gun will still function, but you'll be able to have the results that you achieve. Now let's look at the valve and pin assembly. The old valve was 3 separate pieces consisting of the end cap, the valve stem, and the valve itself. That has been replaced with a plug magnet combo deal. Has a rare earth magnet on the opposite side, and there you can see the infamous Magno valve. It has a much smaller valve stem, as you can see. This is the old one right here, and this is the new ones. Are less than half the size. This also has a magnet in it, and when you use the two magnets in conjunction with each other, they repel each other, and this repelling action is actually what aids in the closing and opening of the valve. Or I should say closing, not opening. But anyway, let's get into installing it. So, take this breech knob that you took off your old ram and stick it on the new one. There's a little guide pin for you, little guide hole on the pin, so you can line it up rather easily without having to do too much guesswork. Be sure you don't lose that little set screw, because as you can see, it's very, very tiny. Stick it in the hole. Make sure you tighten it pretty good too. So now you have a functioning breech knob. Alright, so let's go for, since you have to install things front of the gun first, and it's just easier to do it that way, let's start with the valve here. Alright, take some gun grease, put a little tiny shot on the O-rings. One there, one there. Different people like to use different amounts of grease.